Prince Adelegan has steered the company to its 25th year of excellence, cementing its status as a leader in the PR and marketing industry. His distinguished career is marked by a plethora of accolades, including consecutive P-Man Music Promoter of the Year awards and the esteemed 2007 Success Digest Nigeria Entrepreneur of the Year title. As a fellow of both the Nigerian Institute of Direct Marketing and Institute of Directors, he embodies excellence in his field. Holding the prestigious position of the president of the Abuja Business Club, he extends his leadership further as chairman of the board for notable entities such as DreamWorks Integrated Systems Limited, Draddock Real Estate Limited, Creative Zone, and others. And as president and CEO of PR Africa and chairman of Celtron Group, he commands influence in the realms of public relations and corporate leadership. His commitment to community and sport is evident in his roles as chairman of the Ondo State Lawn Tennis Association and is the 14th president and chairman of the council, Nigeria-British Chamber of Commerce. So now we see the link because the real people that were able to pull him down to Ilorin in Kwara was the NASIMA conference that we just concluded here in Ilorin, and we had to hijack him very quickly before he leaves. And this has reflected his dedication in driving progress across diverse spheres of influence. Beyond his professional endeavors, Prince Adelegan finds fulfillment in his family life and is married with children. Can we have a final round of applause for our guests today? So, sir, thank you very much. We are happy and glad to have you here. We hope that before you leave us, we would have increased in capacity. We're sure we will. And hopefully you would also have a few things to hold on to as you speak to us. So we'd like to welcome you, sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. I'm the one that is honored to have the opportunity to speak to you this morning. And let me first congratulate Temi and the Honorable Commissioner, and by extension His Excellency, for this beautiful innovation hub. Very impressed, very impressed. So I visited yesterday, and I said, okay, I'll delay my trip and come and speak to a few of us. Maybe in the nearest future, I'll come back and have a broader number of people to share with. What you're about to listen to this morning is the story of life in the 21st century. Everybody say, life. You have to be interactive. Yeah, repeat after me. Life in the 21st century. If you don't have a paper and biro, try and get one. It's just going to be a waste of time if you don't write down the things I'm going to share. They are life-changing. So you can also impact others with it. So one more time, life. You are still reluctant. Life in the 21st century. People ask the question, we're already 25 years into the century, so why are we still talking about life in the 21st century? We need to talk about it because of the significance of the 21st century. I will get there. But before we go that far, let me ask a question. If you were alive on the 31st of December 1999, raise up your hand. If you were alive on December 31st, 1999, raise up your hand. If you are not alive, you don't have Elijah, you are not alive. You are not alive. Were you alive in 1999? Oh, you are not born then. So that's a very good person. She was not around. Okay, she was not around. If you were alive on, okay, that day was the end of what? End of the 20th century. It was the end of 20th century. Oh yeah, repeat after me now. One more time. Okay, If you are alive on January 1st, 2000, raise up your hand. Vincent, you are around. Okay, you are not around. Jesus Christ. Okay. What happened on that day? It was the beginning of what? The beginning of the 21st century. So when you are alive to see the end of a century, and you wake up the next day, it's the beginning of another century, then you are special. Everybody say, I am special. One more time. The reason you are special is that many are born when a century has already started, and they die before it ends. So when you are lucky to see the end of one today and beginning of another tomorrow, you are really special. Okay, one other question. On December 31st, 2099, if you will be alive, raise up your hand. Okay? 2099. Sorry, how many years more? 70, 75 years more. You won't be alive, sir. It's not possible. I won't be alive. 75 years time? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Tell me now. To your age, most of us will be gone, whether we like it or not. So it means that even though we saw the end of the 20th and saw the beginning of the 21st, we may not see the end of the 21st, and surely not the beginning of the 22nd. So we're actually children of the 21st century. Everybody say, I am a child of the 21st century. One more time. So if you're a child of the 21st century, that means you will prosper and also die within this 21st century. You need to understand the character of the century. You need to understand it. The opportunities, the challenges. So that your walk through that century will not be one step forward, 2 steps backward. So that's what I've come to share with you. To take you through what the 21st century is going to be like. You're already experiencing some of it now, but you're wondering, why is it so? I hope it's not that I'm praying enough, or my sin. It's not got nothing to do with it. It's got nothing to do with it. It is the reality of the century. And those who know will make success of their stay in this century. Because they will know what to avoid, what to embrace. Are you with me? Because they have what? Everybody say knowledge. Knowledge, everybody say knowledge. It's the critical thing. If you don't have that information, you may walk through it blind. Please, okay, come forward, please, enjoy yourself. You may walk through it blind. Are you with me? And then you begin to say, okay, what happened? They will give you reasons why you didn't make a success. Welcome, sir. So today, we will take us on a journey of the character of the 21st century and the challenges and the opportunities. So let's start first. How many years are in a century? Anybody has answer? Thank you very much. 100 years. Whenever a century is at, madam, where you are saying, okay, are you comfortable where you are? Okay. When a century is about to end, when a century is about to what? To end. The last 10, 20 years, there is speed of change. Everyone say speed of change. Speed of change. Did I say it again? For those who are born, who are already alive in 1999, you remember cassette tapes or video tapes? Eh? Okay. When we are rewinding it, what happens towards the end? Anybody that remembers? When you are rewinding a cassette or video tapes, towards the end, what happens? One by one, whoever knows, if you don't know, I'll tell you, madam. When you are rewinding the cassette or the video tape, what happens towards the end? You hear some noise. Okay? Okay, so there's this noise. Abi? That noise is called supersonic sound. Let us say supersonic sound. The speed of that rewound increases by almost 100 times. That's why you hear that before it ends. The same thing happened when the century is about to end. 10, 20 years before it ends, changes begin to happen. All kinds of changes. Monumental changes. And you begin to wonder, why are you taking my food, Oga? Eh? You can choose charge. Thank you very much. So the changes become supersonic. Everybody says supersonic. That means the speed in those changes. Suddenly, you just wake up and life has changed. Never to come back again. And those changes, what do? They give us an idea of the character of the coming century. So we begin to sense how the next century is going to look like. In our case, by 1980, there were changes that started that gave us a glimpse of the character of the 21st. What we're experiencing now, joblessness, global crisis, all of those issues. By 1980, between 1980 and 2000, there were so many things that were happening in technology, in business, in economics, in politics, that already gave us, we live in the darkest parts of the planet. I went to a course in Barcelona many years ago. There was a professor from Harvard who came to talk to us, and it showed a picture taken from the moon, from space, of the mother of hearts. You can see the lighter places are the developed societies. Africa was perpetually very dark. So in those developed societies, there are people they call scenario builders. They say scenario builders. Those, Yoruba we call it awurawo. They can see into the future. Wọ́n ti mọ bí tí nǹkan ń lọ. Àwọn kan wà níbí náà tó mọ ó. Tán ríran ọjọ́ iwájú wọn wà. Ìjọba wọn ti ẹ̀jí sòro wọn. Àwọn tó ń kóra wọn síbẹ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ojú ti fọ́. So they can see that some things are going to happen in this century, and they started to reorganize their society. Unfortunately, majority of our leaders are the third 11. It's the third 11. About football, I'm in first team, second team, third team. I'm our leaders, our third team, and Kosibe. We should be Ramanu, first team. Yes, I've known him for 40 years. My friend, Isaka, everybody. What's visionary, what's the law? So, many of us, many of spiritual leaders are not the third 11. Are not the first. But I want you to talk first in the bay. You can't be a prime minister in England if you have not gone to Cambridge or Oxford. Oh, America, Harvard, all of it. Harvard, bí ọmọ school wọn ò bá jẹ president gbogbo cabinet Harvard ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Agbárí náà kó síbẹ̀. So lọ síwájú wa. Àfi Trump ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan Ọlọ́run máa ń gbà yìí fún wèrè kan kó wọlé kó fẹ́ dàlú. Ọlọ́run pọ̀ lọ́lọ́run. But in our society, àwọn tó ríran wọn ò jẹ́ kó wà níwájú. So in those societies, they had already seen what the 21st century is going to be like. So they had made adjustments to their society. Education in South Korea, 70% of the budget is technical vocational education. I once led an ETF group to China. We went to look at technical schools in Shanghai, in Beijing. They are bigger than universities. I went to a factory, Founders Technology, where first-year students of engineering in a nearby university were doing coupling computers. I'm going to look computer on sheet. So our team of and law. This is an evidence that there seems to be some direction required for the future. So a couple of things happened in the last 20 years of the 20th century that gave us an idea of the nature and the character of the 21st century. I will touch on 2 or 3. The first one was the birth of the internet. Everybody say the internet. Internet. In 1984, the WWW was created. And it was a monumental activity. The world became a flat world. The speed of information became supersonic. You send an email to China in 5 minutes. What will happen? You'll get a response. At a video Zoom. So I can't read. Okay, in China, home also video. In those days, if you send a letter to China, I say, make John, you take 3 ship, no below. So the speed of change, the world became a flat world. The distance where information was flowing. But it led to the creation of information communication. Everybody say information, communication, technology, ICT. The computer began to do the work of 50 people. Phone, charging, we share 50 people. So the downside of that happening is that there will be no more jobs. In developing economies, because we didn't have leaders who could see into the future and rearrange our education curriculum, rearrange our work environment, industrialize us very quickly, solve electricity to unleash the capacity of Nigerians. So, what's the power by? In those societies where leaders are the first 11, what theory? They made adjustments. So the impact of ICT, as beautiful as it is on us, is that we're going to have a jobless 21st century. There was a jobless 21st century. It's not the governor or the president. It's already here. The 21st century is going to be a job-unfriendly century. Job what? Unfriendly. You know it now. Only 1 of 100 graduates is guaranteed a living wage job after graduation. 70% are going to be jobless. The other ones that has jobs, earning, they're not getting a living wage. And what's a living wage? Salaries that's enough to take care of their immediate needs and also save for the future. How long Baru you going also get? A salary that allows you to take care of all your needs and you're able to save for. Please raise up here if you're calling. How long Baru? The majority of us, I want to say, inflation is going because of ICT. There are many positives to ICT, and I'll talk about that. But the immediate impact is that the role of man in the means of production is going to be diminished in the 21st century. In the 20th century, man was important to growth. The factories were filled with men and women. There were disruptions. AI will do most of the job. So, there's National Education Loan Fund. When the graduates leave, where's the job? So that's one impact of those changes that happened at the 10, 20 years to the end of the 21st century that gave us an impact. So the 21st century is going to be a job-unfriendly century. And there'll be a slogan. And the slogan is, everybody repeats after me, customers. Say it now. Say the rest. Okay. Put 50,000. More down. Customers, not jobs. We need bara lower. Yes, okay. In the 21st century, particularly for the young ones, with your education, you must acquire skills. Your certificate is a Bajumo certificate. Kí ni mo pè é? Bẹ́ẹ̀ náà déèyàn ẹ mọ̀ yàn. Àbí ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n ni ṣùgbọ́n pé yóò mú owó wá aṣọ. Ìbá rely lórí ẹ̀ máa tiraka ni. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ many of your generation will never buy a piece of land, not talk about buy a house. Kò ń ṣèpè. Ìpè kan reality. So oníbàárà ló wà kò sí kí ni mọ́. Because even if you get employed, your mandate is to generate customers. If you cannot generate customers, you will lose the job. Customer. Okay, look in this room. How many are we? About close to 40, 50. So, I drove for 5 minutes. A buy your customer, leg by a tank. Ẹ rí pé ó ní kankan tẹ ní tẹ̀ǹtà tó fẹ́ rà ló yẹ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ 5 minutes. Are you saying? You said talk to that man. Ẹ béèrè pé kí ló fẹ́ rà kẹ wá sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa ta fún kí ló ń wá ẹgbẹ́ ara yín sọ̀rọ̀. Aláàjì ẹ̀rẹ́ ní tajà fún mọ́lẹ́rẹ̀ ní tajà fún mọ́mì yìí bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kí ló fẹ́ rà kí ló ń wá ṣe ń gbọ́. Ilẹ̀ lẹ́fẹ̀tà very good ẹ̀jẹ̀ àgbọ̀ bí tó wà èlò ni. So, okay, we'll continue. I didn't touch the edge. I'll share during break. But imagine that all of us in this room decide that we will not buy anything except through somebody in this room. But I'm a barawaraja. So about we then no shoe combined together is in millions. But I'm time when long go here. So tobacco rain, Katokuro business, can WhatsApp group. So innovation WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm a polongo jawa lórí WhatsApp group. Ade ma bara wa. E doloro. Ṣé rí pé ní bara wa lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ yín ó wà lápò ní church yín ní mọ́ṣáláṣí ó ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ kí wọn aláàjì ẹ̀ lè bá àwọn nǹkan kan ẹ mọ̀ lọ. Ẹ ṣe sọ fún aláàjì pé màá ń tà nǹkan báyìí o. Abẹ́ẹ̀kọ́. About the customers, not jobs. One more time. We are saying Yoba, oníbàárà ló wà, kò síṣẹ́ mọ́. Because bọ́bá gbaṣẹ́ gan, oníbàárà náà ní kó máa wá. Bọ́ọ̀ dẹ̀ rí wọ́n sàkó. Wọ́n ṣe kúkú máa wá ń sìn. And for parents, the foundation of prosperity is your children learning how to say thank you and please. Thank you and ọmọ tí ò bá mọ̀ yẹn sọ yóò kúta kúta gba PhD. Èmi mọ́ mú century ìtawà yìí. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ lọ́ọ́ fún nǹkan wọn mọ̀ wò. Kẹ̀kọ́ wọn bẹ́yẹn sọ thank you sir. Please, are you? Those are critical words for prosperity in the 21st century. So, that is one thing to ṣẹlẹ̀ in the last 20 years of the 20th century that gave us a glimpse of how life is going to be. It's going to be a jobless century. It's rí nǹkan kan. Iṣẹ́ ń bọ̀, àwọn sọ fún yín A1 ń bọ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ́ọ̀yà gbogbo wọn palẹ̀mọ́ láìpẹ́. Nígbà tí pé kọ̀ǹpútà yóò ṣe fún wọn. Yes, kọ̀ǹpútà ṣe. Àwọn ìlú òyìnbó tẹ̀ sí sá lọ ibi aṣáàdúpẹ́ pé wọn ò tètè rún wa kúrò wá ṣe ríṣẹ́ ṣe. Universities nsìn ẹ máa ṣe online university ẹ ní láti lọ sẹ́ni building ẹ dẹ̀ gba certificate. Abẹ́kọ̀ tẹ bá ti ní data. The government has just awarded a contract to put broadband in 774 local governments of Nigeria. Tó bá ti dé báyìí, bó jẹ́ ẹ̀yà ríngò ní kìlẹ̀ ń ṣe ní Bábòkò, ẹ ṣáà ti gbé sórí platform. Àwọn Japanese yóò máa send yens ní wọ́n mọ̀ ra. So olúkálùkù tó bá ti ní fóònù tó ní data, ó ti di kí ni global entrepreneur. Bí ti ilẹ̀ ayé ń lọ nù. The second thing that happened in that last 20 years was the release of Nelson Mandela. It was a release of Nelson Mandela. Shementin Jabaun. Nelson Mandela is dead now, was the first black president of South Africa. Àwọn olóde South Africa rí ń bí. Ẹ̀yin méjì péré. So, ara tí innovation hub yìí ó mọ̀ ṣe ní excursions. Kí ni mo pè é? Excursions. Ẹ máa kó àwọn èèyàn lọ sí ìlú òyìnbó kán rí báyé ṣe rí. China, South Africa, Turkey. Because nígbà tẹ́ bá education ni travel, kò ṣe fún gbádùn nìkan. South Africa is a first world country in a third world continent. First world. àsámà tó yẹ pa àmọ́ ni àwọn agbọ̀n bá ti bẹ ọlọ́run kún fún alápàtáìdì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni torí àwọn òyìnbó àwọn náà build ẹ̀ àwọn náà ṣe ń rán ẹ̀ iná ò lọ rí rélùwé wọn ń ṣiṣẹ́ gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lọ àlàáfíà táyọ̀ so àwọn dúdú wọn bó ti yẹ pé wọ́n jìyà díẹ̀ nísìn wọ́n ń jọrọ̀ so ìyà nísìn kò sọ pé ìyà títí láéláé ọrọ̀ máa ń tẹ̀lé so society yẹn nìyẹn. Nelson Mandela, the moment he became president in 1984 or 1994, the world, before he became president, all, well not all, almost 70% of foreign direct investment tó ń wá sub-Saharan Africa, Nigeria ló wọ̀, ibẹ̀ ló ń kọ́kọ́ ń dé. Ibi náà ti wá mú lọ sí Ghana, Senegal, nkankan. But ọjọ́ tí Mandela ti di president South Africa gba independence, the world shifted their attention to where? That was in Johannesburg. Ẹ dá mi lóhùn. Àbẹ́fẹ́ lọ sí South Africa ni. Torí àwọn máa ṣètò rẹ̀ láìpẹ́ kẹlọ rí. Kò ní sọ̀rọ̀ àbí sọ 6 hours the flight láti Èkó ẹ̀ débẹ̀. And if this hub is organizing such international travels for you, kẹ̀yà kí. Bó ṣe di president báyìí, owó tó ń wọ Nàìjíríà tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, ìwọ ló wà lọ. Johannesburg. That's not Johannesburg. That's the capital of South Africa. So, gbogbo tó ń bọ̀ láti India, ìlú kan South Africa tó ń pè ní Durban, second capital South Africa, India. Tẹ̀bá dé bẹ̀rẹ̀ rò pé Calcutta àbí Bombay lẹ́wà. So gbogbo owó tó ń bọ̀ láti India, Bangladesh, gbogbo Southeast Asia, àkọ́kọ́ dé Durban ní South Africa, wọ́n á mú telescope. Wọ́n á wo Nàìjíríà because gbogbo tó ń bọ̀ Nàìjíríà ló ń bọ̀ ọjà tó ń gbé wọ Nàìjíríà àwa là ń rà àwa là tóbi jù àwa là lówó jù so wọ́n á gbé tẹ́lifíkò tá a la mọ̀ pàápàá ńlọrin tá a la mọ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tá a lè fàmọ́ra kó jẹ́ aṣojú wa ń bí. So in the 21st century fún ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe business tí ẹ̀ bá ní connection pẹ̀lú South Africa ẹ̀ mọ̀ tiraka ni ẹ̀ mọ̀ tiraka. Tó tẹ́ bá wo Nàìjíríà pàápàá gbogbo ohun tó jẹ́ ọrọ̀ ajé fún wa South Africa ló ń control Shoprite ta lónìí ẹ dáhùn DSTV nǹkan ìwó tún ni MTN nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo South Africa. So any business tó bá ti ní relationship pẹ̀lú South Africa ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ wá partnership ẹ má lọ sí England ẹ má lọ sí America South Africa ní kẹ́ máa lọ. Tẹ́ bá ti lé ọ̀kan pẹ̀lú South Africa tó bá ti join pẹ̀lú gbogbo business even àwọn olórí headquarters gbogbo Coca-Cola Unilever Nestle tó yẹ pé Nàìjíríà náà wà tẹ́lẹ̀ fún Africa South Africa ló jókòó sí sí so àwọn táwọn ṣiṣẹ́ fún wọn invoice wa ọmọ kékeré kan ni ó decide ní South Africa bóyá òun fẹ́ san àbò òun fẹ́ san even though Nàìjíríà láti ṣiṣẹ́ níta pínra wa sí nìyí àwọn ológun 30 years wọ́n fà wá sẹ́yìn ìrìnàjò wa wọ́n tó suspend ẹ̀ ètò ọlọ́run ọba àṣẹ ẹ sọ pé àmì yes ìgbà tuntun yóò dé kíákíá lójú ẹ̀mí wa bẹ̀tí bí tá a wà nìyẹn lónìí so if there is a business that wants to thrive in the 21st century it must have a relationship with what? South Africa. So one of our global roadshow will include South Africa. It's very very important because owó tó ń bọ̀ láti gbogbo India China nkankan wọ́n kọ́ wọ South Africa náà. Nigeria's population will be 500 million in 2050 and will become the third largest nation in the world after China and India. And 65% of that people will be youth. So that's a major market. And in 2075, according to Goldman Sachs, will be the 5th largest economy in the world. 5th largest. I had Britain, I had France, Nigeria. Goldman Sachs ló sọ research 2075. Báàtì ẹ̀sìn bí àwọn ọmọ yóò mọ gbádùn rẹ̀. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ wà bí yóò wà bí abẹ́kọ̀ọ́. So future wa bright as a country. But ká mọ bí tá a máa fi sí. So South what? One more time. South Africa. Ohun kejì tó ṣẹlẹ̀ in that last 10-20 years of the last century. To show ibi táyé ń lọ ní new century. The third one is a bit political. That's the fall of the Berlin Wall. ọjọ́ kan láàfi jókòó tá a fi sọ ẹ̀ ogun tó jà ti Amẹ́ríkà àti Soviet tó jà tí gbogbo wa ta láì sẹ́yìn wọn àwọn láì sẹ́yìn Amẹ́ríkà Allied Forces nígbà tí ogun Germany kú tó tán wọ́n kọ́ wall kan wọ́n fi divide Berlin into Germany into West and East Germany. East Russia ló ń take care communism ló ń ṣe ń bẹ̀ socialism but the western side Russia and America America is the Allied Forces no control so wọ́n wá pín so war yẹn wá circumnavigate the world virtually wọ́n pè ní iron curtain wọ́n say iron curtain kò sí physical manifest but ideological divide so gbogbo ìlú tó kù àwa line up sẹ́yìn Russia àbí sẹ́yìn America Nigeria àwa lẹ́yìn America and practice capitalism àti democracy àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn Russia wọ́n ṣe socialism àti what communism ṣùgbọ́n in 1994 Reagan ó jẹ president America Gorbachev jẹ president Russia wọ́n ní kí là ń jà fún kí là ti ń jà fún kí là ń pín nǹkan tí à ń jà láti ẹ̀jẹ̀ ẹ̀gbà wọn kàn shake hands pé àwọn ti dọ̀rẹ́ so wall yẹn fọ́ owó lulẹ̀ and Germany became unified so gbogbo àwọn ata line up àwọn Nigerians ṣe example ta line up ṣe omi ń yọ lásìkò àbí kò yọ ẹ dá mi lóhùn omi ń yọ nígbà yẹn nígbà tí mi wà ní kékeré yàbálà àdàgbẹ́lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bóò tẹ̀ ìlú tap lé ẹni street àbálọ̀pọ̀ mi ń yàfùyàfù bí iná bá lọ gbogbo àdúgbò yóò pé NEPA 2 minutes wọ́n mọ̀ padà ṣe lè pe NEPA sí kọ́dà yín lónìí ẹ ti ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ dá mi lónìí NEPA ti kú so bí wọ́n ṣe shake hands ẹ̀ Germany àti Russia gbogbo ohun tó fi ń support àwọn tó wà lẹ́yìn wọn yọ ìgbà tí mò ń sọ yìí £1 was £1 tàbá dé lóyún báyìí tàbá mú un lọ sí exchange wọ́n fún £1 à ń gba visa bẹ̀bọ́ ṣe lọ báyìí omi lọ àwa láàrin omi rẹ̀ tó mi ò yọ mọ́ iná wa tó wà kò sí mọ́dọ̀lá torí technology tó fi ń ṣe kọ́ni ṣe wọ́n mú lọ. ẹ bá wo Cuba as an example tó láì lẹ́yìn Russia bọ́ ṣe lọ báyìí kí ni Cuba àwọn mọ́tò 50 years náà ṣe ń lo Cuba dọ̀là ẹ rò pé 50 years ago náà ṣe exist torí kò sí nǹkan kan tuntun mọ́ because ẹ sọ pé because the Berlin Wall fell ó yẹ sọ the Berlin Wall fell ó yẹ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ó fọ́ 1994 nítorí president méjèèjì wọ́n sọ pé àjàmọ́ so gbogbo àwọn tó ń gbèjà ṣáwọn tó máa dúró sẹ́yìn olúkálùkù oúnjẹ tó ń jẹ wọn ò rí jẹ mọ́ our currency came to its natural level tó rán prop wa tẹ́lẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ lẹ́yìn since about 2000 plus àbí to the pound yóò di 3000 láìpẹ́ tó rà àkọsí nǹkan tá a lè ṣe so kẹ máa rí àwọn nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́ọ̀lù lásán ló fọ́ọ̀lù tí gbogbo ayé ṣe kí ni so tó bá ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ń sì ká má sọ pé president ni ò mọ̀ ṣe governor ò mọ̀ ṣe kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́ lè ṣe ilé ìtọ́ ṣe lọ train yẹn ti kúrò station káwa tó jí torí àwọn olórí tá a fi síbẹ̀ àpàtàkì the military wọn kàn fà á sẹ́yìn fún 30 years ta náà gba 30 years ní láìfẹ̀ tí wọ́n gbà nǹkan kan in a nation of 60 years so tá a bá ń bú ọ̀gbẹ́ni aṣíwájú kò mọ̀ ṣe báà lọ kí ló fẹ́ ṣe mo ń béèrè ni wọn là ní non Yorùbá speaking bí èmi olùsàlẹ̀ máa sọ Yorùbá o máa sọ English ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn pẹ̀tù Yorùbá mi ń máa sọ Ìlọrin Yorùbá mo dẹ̀ ń sọ sí nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe sí Ìlọrin làwọn ní China náà fi ṣe lecture abẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ àbí Chinese kan náà fi ṣe ní China this lecture ṣé English náà fi ṣe Chinese náà fi ṣe sọtẹ́ tó bá gbé Yorùbá la Ìlọrin tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá kó lọ kọ́ kó lọ ṣe kí ni kó lọ kọ́ and I'm speaking in English most of the time but for emphasis torí àwọn emphasis kan láti Yorùbá nìkan ló lè convey English ò ní kò lè convey I have a first degree in English ó wà limited sí culture and environment ó wà limited kò lè yé wa dáadáa. 'Cause I don't know. 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 'Cause I don't So we've spoken about 3 things that happened between 1980 and year 2000. The birth of the internet that has made job unfriendly 21st century, where customers is king, not jobs. So your education is a Bajumo certificate, just for you to be a civilized member of society. Your real sustaining income will be your skills. Everybody say skills. Skill acquisition. Ẹ̀yin mama, táwọn ọmọ ti wọ university, mothers who have young women in university and who don't come to the kitchen anymore, who don't mom, we have meeting. When I was 11 years old, I lost my father. My mother was a caterer. Ajapota, sit down, you are now my husband. What is that? So that means you must now learn how to make meat pie and scotch egg. Why? You must. You must help them. And that's why she used the word husband. I don't understand your husband was not biological. So simply, you have to be my partner. So she forced it. She didn't spare me at all as the first child. And when I look back today, I thank her. Because I've never applied for a job. Straight from University of Ilorin, I became an entrepreneur. And I'm still standing. It was not the education that made it happen, it was my mother. So please don't indulge your girls because they're in university. My mother had restaurants, I was there, I would be there to work. In the morning, I wake up and roll the pastries for meat pies and scotch before our workers come. I don't do catering now, but the skills I learned and the patience has helped me to build my businesses and help others. So, and then those of you that during holiday, you don't go to your parents' house and go to a rich uncle's house because you don't want your schoolmates to know that your parents are poor. Let me tell you a story. It is through that poverty that your wealth will come. When you identify with the poverty of your parents, you are setting yourself for wealth. Fola Adiola, my senior brother, founder of GT Bank, used to hawk bread on the streets of Macaulay when he was a student in Yabatek. But of course, bread. He's the owner of GT Bank, he's the owner of Lotus Bank, he's the owner of Sterling Bank. Bank Melowokwe. Or the bread in town school. He identified with the poverty of his parents. He helped them. So some of you will leave holiday and don't want to identify with the poverty of your parents and point to your uncle's house in GRA as your house. You are cutting the umbilical cord of your wealth. Because that's why God does it. So this is very important for the 21st century. So now we know what the 21st century is like. We know where we are, isn't it? Abi? When you leave your life, anybody talking about employment, you just sit the person down. Do you have a skill? Degree won't give you anything. Salary cannot be consistent. Tomorrow, your company can disappear through disruption. Somebody else thinking somewhere of another app. When the app comes, your business will be relevant. But the only thing you have is what? Customers say customers, not jobs. One more time. So let's move. How do you then define the 21st century? We've spoken about the things that happened in the last 20 years of the last century, speed that gave us a glimpse of the character of the 21st century. So we now know where we are. It's not Buhari, it's not whatever. They are incapable of changing the momentum. Those who are meant to have seen it ahead and prepare us did not see it. We were drinking pepper soup in the officer's mess. No? What them plan coup? Let me see that. They didn't say it. But ó bà ní kò ṣe kí ni kò bàjẹ́ kò sí English fi hàn àbúwà ó bà ní kò ṣe kí ni kò tí bàjẹ́. So let me try to say in English, well, it is sad, but it's not totally bad. Can you imagine that? Compared to Oba. For those of you who are Yorubas and don't know proverbs, you are dead. Oh yeah, say I'm dead. You don't know proverbs, you are blind. Our culture is very, very important, even as we are talking of technology. If you can't speak proverbs, you can't even, success is going to be struggle. Because our language teaches you cultural values that are essential to success. Humility, wisdom. And without it, it's a waste of time. So, Oba and Kobaji. So, the situation is very bad, but it's not irreversible. We can still reverse it. This is an opportunity. This meeting, all of you will now go down and evangelize life in the 21st. Abeko, in your household, in your place of work, with your friends, and colleagues, and your children. You can imagine the impact, the multiplying effect it will have. So, how do we then define the 21st century? There are a couple of ideas, but I'll just talk to one. But before I say that, let me ask you, if you know you are reasonable, reasonable, I mean, raise up your hand. And not that. Reason. Okay, this man is not sure. Reasonable. You are unreasonable. If you're unreasonable and this one, raise up your hand. English mi ò yé yín. Okay, alákọ̀rí ni ẹ̀ tí wọ́n sókè. Àbí unreasonable person alákọ̀rí ni alákọ̀rí. So àti màá wọn tí okay, in the 21st century, the definition of a reasonable person is one that adapts himself or herself to the world. Somebody that adapts himself or herself to the world. What fella calls follow. Reasonable. What people are doing is what they want to do. Toyin's mommy has a shop. Daddy, please get me a shop. They follow trends. They are amenable to where the people are going. The information is that the 21st century is not for them. Those are reasonable people. Those with courage of conviction. The press will say that chorus were alone and she drew alone in the 21st century. So the first definition of 21st century is that it's an age of unreason. That was the age of unreason. One more time. The age of unreason. The age of unreasonable men and women. So how many people are unreasonable now? Raise up your hand. They are unreasonable. Okay. Not reasonable, not reasonable. You have to be one now. Okay, all reasonable person, raise up your hand again. Okay, well, you're reasonable. Okay. The unreasonable one, raise up your hand. Madam, you are both reasonable and unreasonable. Okay, so she's reasonably unreasonable. That's not bad. Or unreasonably reasonable. The 21st century is the unreasonable man and woman. And what is the unreasonable man and woman? So the first definition is age of unreason. Let's say it again. One more time. The unreasonable person is the person that has what they call courage of conviction. Say it again. One more time. Alaya gbagba. Alaya kini? Yes. ẹni tí ò wo pocket ẹ̀ láti ṣe kankan. Bàbá ìrandíran rẹ̀ ò ṣe olóhùn fẹ́ ṣe. I'll give you examples of people that are like that. A man or woman of conviction. In the 21st century, make success. You must have a yagbagba. If you are timid, you are going nowhere. It's not a century for timid people. You just leave. You will come quietly and you will go quietly. Because there are two types of work in the world. Both of them lead to death. One is to walk like an ant. Who will notice your presence? Tell me now. The people they step on you without even knowing. Or walk like an elephant. Let the ground shake. Like Baja Kojambi. Yoruba, sorry for the Yoruba. Tabala rere karerin. Àwọn sọ pé a rí nǹkan fìrí. Kí ni jẹ́ fìrí? Orírin olórí nǹkan fìrí. Àjànàkú. Ó lè rí. That is so. Méjèèjì, the two walks, the ant walk and the elephant walk, both lead to death. Both die. The one will be remembered and the other will not be remembered. So in the 21st century, you must be courageous. They will tell you, nobody can do that. You are going to put us in trouble. Parents, madam, I don't want to give me problem. Don't do more than you can do. Please stop it. Stop it. Obama was a wayward child, abandoned to white grandmother and grandfather. He was brilliant. Every bad thing that you do in school, he did it. He was brilliant. And he went to the #1 university in the world and became the president of that university's law society as the most brilliant boy in the school. Then. Kenya, his father was Kenyan. He woke up one day and said, I want to be president. Is that reasonable or unreasonable? Very unreasonable. Dudu. In America, when he said he was going to be, I don't know whether he can't even change. 7 out of 10 black men are drivers or janitors or bus drivers. Black men, or in jail. Except those that are broken into sports and music and entertainment. That's where they're making. So a man from that community now said he wants to be president of America. As long as his presidency was what brought Trump. It was the white people's reaction. Because they saw a black man for the first time who was more brilliant than all of them. 8 years, they want him to fall. Barack Obama. If he did everything to just catch him, to show the world that black man, he will mess up. But he did it with panache. I was say panache. He did panache. You mean it's just super. If you watch his inauguration speech, he spoke for 2.5 hours extempore. Kowe. Look on Sonny. I walk on Suku. Toriko Yemo. Wimbolele itiwa. With a shift for the major. 8 years. So in reaction, the whites went to bring the roughest neck Donald Trump, the biggest dog, to call the white person. Was Obama reasonable or unreasonable? Talk to me. Unreasonable. They said, you black man, you have not even spent 2 years in the Senate, you have no money, you are fighting against Hillary Clinton, the first lady of American politics. There's no chance. Then he wrote a book. It was the Audacity of Hope. May I say it again? Do you have a library in this one? Please create a book library or even digitalize it. And library, physical, digital, physical, the Audacity of Kenny. In Yoruba, he believed in himself. And did he become president or not? I'm asking. Even when he finished his first term, some of us said, Baba, you have done well. Go and rest. Then God sent a hurricane to New Jersey. Many people died. In the practice in America, the president would do a speech, sympathizing, and then send national guards to go and help them. Obama flew there. So African, he flew there. Empathy is part of our culture in Africa. He went there, carried babies, old women cried on his shoulders. He slept in the IDP camp and ate with them. Mitt Romney was the Republican candidate. He wanted to talk. The Secret Service says, when the president has work, you can't talk. He's working. America said, this is the man we want to send away. We're not sending this one. They gave him landslide second time. So, an orphan, a wayward African from Kenya. Now, in Kenya, where it comes from, there are two tribes, the Kikuyus and the Luos. The Luos are the intellectuals, but they will never take political power because the Kikuyus are a majority and the Luos are uncircumcised. And the Kikuyus say that never will an uncircumcised person be our president. So he's rejected in his country. We made him president of the world. The second example, I'm a Christian, is the David. Dauda in genuine Muslim in Islam. So Islam don't recognize it. David. He was also an Alaya Agbangba. People say Alaya Agbangba. So I can give you one spiritual example. His father sent him to bring cakes to his brothers in the war camp of King Saul. They had Goliath on the other side of the Philistine, and they were wondering, how are we going to fight these giants who ate human beings? And David got there, and his brothers from afar said, that Abebelube is coming. You know the word Abebelube? It's called wayward child. It was a wayward child. And so, now many of you have wayward children at home. You're always knocking their head, pulling their head. Shut up. Go and sit down. Who asked you? Please don't do it again. They are wired specially. They are children that are going very far. They may be small. They will come and poke nose at what you're talking about. My mom, when she was a kid, I was very young, she had a red book. So if somebody came to order for cakes, she would look at the number and the figure to give them the account. Before she would have said, if I'm around, I would have said the amount. And the visitor would be very happy. This your son is very brilliant. Let the visitor go. Then she would hold my two ears. Talobe. Money. Ìgbà tó wá dàgbàlagbà tó yóò máa sọ fún mi, Ọlọ́run máa ló yọ òun tó wọn pa mí torí yóò gé mi jẹ ńgbà míì. No mothers. So many of us also treat our wayward children and brothers the same way. Don't discourage them. They're like David. They're sinful. They're very smart. So David was like that. So they said, this is a little boy. So immediately he said, no, just drop the cake and go. What have I done? You know that if you stay here now, you will say and see things that you should not do. And immediately he saw Goliath. Who is this one? He said, you said it now. So I want to buy Motekun. I've killed the lion when I was on the field. Hey. So someone said, can we sacrifice this boy for Goliath tonight? So they take him to Saul. Sir, this one says he has killed the lion before and he can kill. So they knew that he couldn't, as a physically, that they just wanted to sacrifice him to Goliath. So they put hammer on him and gave him a spear to go and kill Goliath. Goliath go where he was already wondering, which dog are you preparing for me? And David said, you come with spear, but I come in the name of Almighty Allah, Almighty God. Now, the Bible records that he threw away the hammer and the spear and went to a small brook and picked 5 round stones. If anybody can tell me what happened to him, I have a prize for him. So what happened to him? Why did he throw away the spear and the shield and went to pick 5 stones? Anybody wants to try? That's the reason. 50 over 100. 60 over 100. Don't even try. His own what? Eh. His own weapon. I said, why did you go for the stones and remove the ammo? Okay, 60. Yeah. Okay, 70. 40. So should I give you the answer? Okay, madam. Okay, 30. Sorry. Okay, to try. Okay, trusted God. Okay, let me give you the answer. And this is not written in the Bible. But you know, we read English, and there's something they call reading between and betwixt. That was the betwixt. Betwixt. So you can be reading a document, and the things are not written there, but you can decipher it. That's reading betwixt. The language will show it. So the Bible did not explicitly say what happened, but my reading is the fact that God lent David his eyes. So yeah, say it. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ànábì fún Dáúdà lójú rẹ̀. Ó yẹ sọ. God lent him his eyes. When God lends you his eyes, you will see the end from the beginning. And the work of the 21st century require God's eye. Yorùbá Olúwa kó fún ẹ lójú ojú ẹ̀mí kó lè rí nǹkan tó ń bọ̀ ibi tí nǹkan ń la. You can't innovate if you don't have that eyes. You can't be a game changer if you don't have that eyes. So ẹ jẹ́ ká fi kún àdúrà wa Olúwa fún mi lójú ẹ̀mí kí n lè rí kó fi hàn mí kí n sùn kí n rí ọ̀la mi. So God lent David his eyes. And what did God do? He showed David that even though Goliath was strong, 9 feet, covered with silver, he was a giant of clay. He was a giant of clay. Ẹ sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Lórí àmọ̀ lórí àmọ̀ nìyẹn. Òkúta rẹ̀ ní bàbá àmọ̀. Bó bá kàn bí tó yẹ kó kàn, kí ni ó ṣẹlẹ̀? Àmọ̀ máa crack. So I don't know what Goliath is facing any of you today. It's not indestructible. Just pick the right stone and aim it in the right place. And what? The Goliath will do what? And that's what David did. And Alaya Bangba, Abebelube, another unreasonable person. Because it was unreasonable to go and fight a giant with stones and catapult. The Bible records that he ran to the Philistine as if he was on a suicide mission. So it's not him again. It's that spirit that we need to ask God to give to us. Because courage is required to walk the journey. So I've given you the justification for the age of what? Oh yes, so the age of what? The age of unreason. That is the first definition of the 21st century. It is for the unreasonable man and unreasonable woman. The money spent in this will have built another hotel. Somebody can say it's a waste of money. But it takes an unreasonable person who has a sight of the future to invest in this. Because this will birth many entrepreneurs, isn't it? Job creation, isn't it? More tax to government, a safer society. So that is the definition of the 21st century. So I think I'll see solution problem 21st century. Maybe I should pause and allow 1 or 2 questions before we go to the solutions, which is the last part. Any comments or questions?
Yeah. So I will say good morning, sir. The question which I wanted to ask is about 2 questions. 1, the lecture you are giving to us, do you have book for us so that at the end of this lecture we're able to have it? That's the first question.
Okay.
Then secondly, is the lecture going to end today? you very much.
Baba. Baba. Okay, the first answer. I have not had time to write the book. But you are not the first person to say I should do a book. There are many books in my head. So if there's anybody in the room that knows about books, please talk to me. I need some people to write the books. There are too many books. Almost this lecture alone has about 3 books. So if there's anybody that can work remotely, a graduate of English or history who can write very well, the guy will link you with me. I can give you a job. Start writing the books. Then when I lecture, yes, I was meant to leave today to Ibadan and Lagos. I hope I can still make it, but I'm willing to stay one more night if I don't and go back tomorrow. But I'll be back. The commissioner has said maybe sometime soon, so that we can have leaders in the public sector and the private sector to listen to this lecture, even university people, so they can know what to teach. They won't waste their time, 5 years. You spend your fortune, and there's no job. So they must prepare our students for a life of self-employment. That's the only way out. So by God's grace, I'll write it very soon, and I'll be back. Next question.
Okay, thank you very much for the insight. Okay, my name is Mastura Bakari. Okay, thank you very much for the insightful lecture. Like you've talked about, like the 21st century, like the age before then, and you've talked about this age of unreasonable. So my question is, being someone that is alayagba, like doing everything out of like confusion and everything. So can you like give us maybe like a personal experience from you or your friends? Like there are just going to be so many roadblocks that will actually like make you kind of feel like, oh, like you just want to limit yourself. Personally, growing up, I used to be someone that is just as you said that okay, àwọn ọmọ tó yẹ pé ọmọ akọ́nìkò, àwọn ọmọ abẹlẹbẹlúbẹ. I could remember my English teacher. Okay, they called my mom to the school one day and said, àti ẹ̀mọ́ tọmọdé yìí gan ṣe ń pass gan, like ó ti bẹ́ jù. My English teacher, and they said my brothers and my sisters, they are not like that because they finished from the same school, and they were like, eléyìí ó ti bẹ́ jù. So my English teacher owned our office is just beside the main staff room. So my that was the vice principal as well. So when my mom went to meet her, she was just like, this is just how this girl is structured. Like, leave her alone. Do not dim her light. But yet, I went to a competition in school where the teacher that was supposed to like be encouraging me, she was the one that just like dimmed my lights out of the fact okay, she does not like me. She just feel like, oh, I play a lot. Like Tobalu break by a minimal less way. And so I think I got stalked when I was presenting. And since then, even though I've been trying to fight my courage back, I've been trying to like get my sparkles back, it is just very, very, very hard. So like, and I know that being a successful entrepreneur yourself, you must have met some people that told you that, oh, you can't do it. Like,
Let me answer the question.
thank you very much, sir.
So, typical example of my own journey. I think I must, like I said, thank my mother for conforming me to hard work. You know, because everything must start as a little child. Parents, whatever you want your children to be, is not teacher of school, it's what you inculcate in them. You know, and it was, I was a young boy, very resistant to, but she insisted. I told you sometime, I have marks where she beats me. You know, so, but in terms of moment of courage, when I left Ilorin, I came to Ilorin to read English because I wanted to read law. I grew up in the University of Lagos campus. My mother was a catering manager, and I had a lot of professor uncles because my father had gone. So they decided that this one must go and read law, but let him go and read English first. At that time, our Department of Modern European Language in Ilorin was the best in the country under Professor Adeshola. So they engineered me to come to Ilorin, which was a very good decision. Because some of my lifelong friends till tomorrow, including your governor, I met in Ilorin. So I'd finished and I was doing youth service in Lagos to start law in Unilag. And in Ilorin, I was a party organizer. Party. I'm Fago. I'm Kawe. I'm party. So party and all, okay, we want to do a party on the beach. And we started looking for a quiet beach. Those who know Lagos, from 1004 to Ekpe that time, was white sand on the right and the left, 36 years ago, with pockets of fishing villages. So we saw some expatriates turn into a beach and we followed them to Los Vegas staff. And after some negotiation, they gave us access. The most beautiful beach in the world at that time. Coastal Road, Tiba Benson. So I said I wanted to do a concert. And I was like, it must be unreasonable. Go and do your law. I said, I know I'm going to do law, but I want to do a concert. Concert. Have you done one before? Never. The beach, infrastructure, electricity is not there. How are you going to do it? I was squatting with some friends in Ojota. They actually locked me out of the house because of my worry and eventually, providence. As they locked me out of the house, it was God that was separating us. Because within weeks, I got the permission of Lagos State government to do the show. Now, where's the money? I went around the country, up to Kaduna, Kronenbourg, because Alhaji Shasoya was the chairman of Kronenbourg, and his children were my friends. The Igbo man said, brilliant, come and work for me. I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to read law. I just want to do this concert. So somebody led me to the MD of the biggest recording company in Nigeria called Polygrams at that time, in Satellite Town. And the Dutch man said, we are 25 years this year now. We have not planned any anniversary. Will you allow us to use only our artists for the Sunsplash? We will sponsor. I said, give me paper. Make I sign. He said, no, you have to go to London. I said, London, okay. Anytime I dream that I'm in the plane, I always wake up before the plane takes off. So I've given up on going to England. He said, you have a passport. Bottom line, within 2 weeks, they already the passport. I was flying to London. And we got a Polygram office in London, and they signed a recording contract and gave me £30,000 cash. I said, I can't carry this to Nigeria. He said, okay, we'll open an account. Bottom line, before we got back to Nigeria, Polygram had brought in all the big names in Nigerian music to organize the biggest musical concert that this country had ever seen, called the Lekki Sunsplash in 1988. So I was 25. It happened. It was so big. Governor Raji Razaki then gave me 1.1 hectares of land himself. So I became a millionaire at 25. I had Bambami, Abebelubemi, Usomidoloro. Okay, to go back to law was not impossible. Government did a dual carriageway to the beach, gave me the beach for 10 years, gave me land. So I couldn't go and read law, but I have 2 children who are lawyers. And that's my entrepreneurial job. So immediately, everything I've done after that, 5 years after I was abroad, I saw electronic billboards. Nigeria does not have light, so we didn't have electronic. I brought it. And today you see them all over digital space. So yes, there's reward for Abebelubeism because they are wired separately. The children of God who has been given special skills and purpose. So that's my own journey. So please continue to be an Abebelube. And your children, encourage them if they are Abebelube. Just be praying for them. That's all you need to do. They are going places. So any other comments? Last one. Madam, please. Your name first. Your name properly. Let's hear it.
I'm okay, Maureen Daniel.
You are what?
Okay, Maureen Daniel.
Okay, Maureen Daniel, yes.
Yes, sir. So my question, I have 3 questions, but I'll streamline it to 2. So my first question is, What myth in marketing do you feel like holds back entrepreneurs?
What?
Myth in marketing,
Myth.
yes. Do you think hold back entrepreneurs? Then I think I want to also ask, what mindset shift did you have to take to remain authentic in your career?
That's a jam question. I will try.
Thank you.
Mind shift. The first one is about myth. So myth and mind shift. Okay, the first myth in marketing, look, people don't buy a product, they buy without liking the person selling the product. If people like you, you will sell them poison and they will buy it. So you can't sell without selling yourself. The first law of purchase. Oh, mothers, for example, decide when to buy bomb visa, where to buy it, where and when. Daddies only pay for it. So they like to buy from a friendly seller. If they don't like the woman, they won't buy from her. If daddy makes the mistake of going to buy, they will fight daddy. So marketing is about you. You must sell yourself and people will buy anything that you present. So it's very important for anybody that wants to sell. Your appearance, your attitude, your articulation helps first. I remember when I was trying to convince people to do Lekki Sunsplash, at the end of the day, it came to the fact that, you are very articulate. You have already convinced us. We have not done the concert, but we can see. And exactly, even beyond what was said, was what happened. The second aspect of the myth is that you need providence on your side. Providence is that force that we can't see. Some people need luck, some put it grace, but you must have it. Because 10 people are offering the same product, some even cheaper than yours. For them to buy it, that means that there's a grace on your life that is assisting you. And that's where the power of prayer comes in. Prayer availeth much. So those of you that think prayer is not important, don't make the mistake. You can struggle, but the person of prayer will walk through it, isn't it? The second question is,
What mindset shift did you have to take?
that one you have to give me consultancy fee. We'll do that one later.
Masterclass.
You have to pay for that one. So warehouse it. Okay. So we now want to talk about solution. I need this thing now. Can you please bring it down? Please, the dashboard. Just put it somewhere. Don't worry, don't worry. I don't like stickers. I feel like too dumb to be standing with stickers. Anyway, just put it there. Can you all see it? Okay. So now I hope you have your writing materials, but this is very important. So we're talking about solution. Everybody says solution to the challenges of the 21st century. One more time. One more time. The first solution is called the donut. Okay, who has this thing? Not principle. Everybody say donut principle. One more time. Is that Mr. Biggs in Ilorin? No. Oh, sad. So which ones are popular now? The Place, Chicken Republic, Kilimanjaro, and so on and so forth. Which one sells puff puff with jam? Pie Express. Okay. In Lagos, we have Mr. Biggs a lot. So the donut principle speaks to that donut that is selling. I think I ate one yesterday. It has jam inside. Abi? So that's a glorified puff puff. Everybody say glorified puff puff. Say it again. because I told you my mother was a caterer. So as a young man, the donut that I knew was a big brown round. Madam, can you see me from there? Can you come and put this one? So I can know this one. So, no, it's okay. So all of you can see. If you can't see, come and sit here. Yeah, madam, please come. Please come and sit here so you can see. Emma Bombi, madam, are you around? Either here, just so you can see and understand. Thank you. You're fine there? Okay. So the donut I grew up knowing was a round bunch of flour with a hole at the center. True or false? How many people ate that kind of donut before? So it is the children of this generation that are eating glorified puff puff and calling it donut. Now, in the 21st century, the hole at the center of the donut is called our area of core competence. Everybody say core competence. Can I get another marker? Do not drop. So, the hole at the center is called what? Say it one more time. Area of core competence. What's the core competence? That is your area of certification. Doctor, lawyer, accountant. Whatever you studied, and you are satisfied is your area of what? But in the 21st century, none of us will survive on income from our core competence alone. It's not possible. I know vice chancellors of private universities. Someone should open this for me. Who cannot pay from their salary the school fees of 2 children in the same university? Meanwhile, my secondary school principal, a reverend, Stevens Grammar School in Lagos, always reverend principals, was rich enough with his salary to build a school for his wife under secondary school. So today, many of us cannot survive on income from our core competence alone. Many don't even have that core competence. In that they don't have a job, because that competence speaks to your area of job, lawyer, everything you're getting. So, in the 21st century, you're encouraged to look at the larger space of the donut. Embedded there are some natural talents. So we can all see, Abi. Eh? You can see the board? Eh? Answer me now. Okay. Please, come in quickly. This way, you can see so you can see properly. We're waiting for you to settle down. Please, this area so you can see. Yeah. So we spoke about the hole at the center of the donut, Abi, has been an area of what? Core competence. And then in the 20th century, we probably survived on our income from core competence. But in the 21st century, we are not going to be able to survive on that singular income source. And that we should then look at the bigger side of the donut. And we're looking at one now. So there are some talents embedded inside this. So we're going to talk about 2 talents. Everybody say talents. First is natural talent. Everybody say natural talent. In the 21st century, we're encouraged to identify our natural talents. So I knew maybe about 23 years ago that I could do motivational speaking. And for this lecture in Lagos, if you ask me to come to your company, I charge 1 million for 2 hours. If you come to my masterclass, which I do every 2 months, it's 50,000 to attend. Then you will leave with 25 million naira worth of knowledge and information and network, because the people that are there also are going to be potential customers and friends. So I discovered that 23 years ago. But today, somebody's even asking me to write books. So when I write those books, I'm sure when you hear it, you'll buy it. Want to buy it? So that's natural talent. So what is your natural talent? You must find out what gift has God given to you that you have left behind because of education. And you're now struggling. The job is not enough. Money is not coming. So how do you combine it? So you need to identify your natural talent and activate it. Then the second one is called pedigree talent. Everybody say pedigree talent. Pedigree talent. Pedigree talent. That is the things that we learn from our parents. I just told you of my caterer mother. May God bless her where she is in heaven, who taught me how to roll meat pies and Scotch eggs. And I've not even started my fast food outlet yet. Maybe I'll open the first one in Ilorin. So you can come and start donating money to buy a meat pie. Because I have the formula. It has not left me. So, and many of you, when you were growing up, your mom or dad was doing something that you were involved with. Because of education, you have abandoned it. Our mothers don't even encourage their daughters to do the things that they should do. It's just university. And I've told you, the certificate is a Bajumo certificate. It's not going to give them money in the 21st century. They will get a job, they will be struggling. They will sack them someday when the disruption comes. So, we are told in the 21st century, we need to combine our natural or pedigree talent with our core talent. So that we are a salary owner, we are jobbers, we're getting salaries, but we're also doing something else. One source of income cannot sustain the 21st century. You're wasting your time. Our brothers and sisters abroad, I see take picture, I'm in California, they do 3 jobs a day. And men, those of you that come back at 4 o'clock and put your leg on the table and say, Mama Yinka, where's my food? You're wasting your time. In the 21st century, Mama Yinka is probably doing a second job. You should leave your 5 o'clock job and go into another job. 2, 3 sources of income. Using your pedigree or your natural talent in addition to your core. That's the only way to survive. To buy land in Ilorin, Nigeria, I was told yesterday, I need to cover 50, 60, 70 million in Ilorin. When I was there, they were giving us land free of charge in Bakoko, at Dewale Estate. That was where I was living, at the back of Old Campus. So many of you will never buy land. It's not a cost. You may be able to afford it, not to go building a house, except you have multiple. So when you move from core competence, because you have added either your pedigree talent or your natural talent to your core, you move to multiple competencies. Let me say multiple competencies. One more time. I'm not hearing you. One more time. The 20th century is about core competence. In the 21st century, you need multiple competencies to survive. Not only your job, but also either your natural talent or pedigree talent in the business. And when you have multiple competency, you also have multiple streams of income. Abi? Multiple what? Income is not going to be limited to one. So you're not going to be anxious. God forbid the job is lost through disruption. You can still make money and live a life with your what? With your other competencies. So this is called the donut principle. It basically speaks about the core competencies that are the center of the donut, and then the many talents that are embedded in the larger parts. And you should realize that in the 20th century, those who can activate their pedigree talent or their natural talent to economic activity, in addition to the core, are going to be the one that will be comfortable. But if you're just focusing on that core, you may even lose that core. They may ask you to go before retirement. And then there'll be anxiety. Okay, so that is at the individual level. We'll now go to the solutions at the corporate level. So how many entrepreneurs are in the room? Can you raise up your hand if you're an entrepreneur? 1, 2, 3. Raise it up well. Okay. So how many people have jobs that are working for other institutions? Yes. Okay, very good. So this speaks a lot to you guys that have jobs. Are you with me? That in addition to your job, you need 1 or 2 other businesses. Along the line, somebody asked me a question about even how do bosses will allow their staff to also do business. I will share that with you. Any organization that does not allow room to make intrapreneurs of its staff will close down very soon, because staff are not ready for salary anymore. They want to benefit from the business. They also want to be given opportunity to aspiration, their dreams. Are you with me? While working for them. And you must find a way to give it to them, to keep them. They will come there later. So the second solution I'm going to give is called the principle. Ever said the principle? The principle, oh yeah, say it after me. The principle of the second curve. One more time. The second curve. The principle of the second curve. This is letter S. Now, let me quickly say something. How many people have drank Bonvita before or are drinking Bonvita now? Bonvita. How many people have drank it before and are still drinking it? So most of us have drank it before. But why are you not drinking again, sir? The quality. Okay. That's all. How about you? You now drink Milo. Okay. I drink Ovaltine. Okay, so we all have drinking. But let's talk about Bonvita. It was created about 50-something years ago. And in the journey of that 50 years, it has changed its marketing strategy. So the person asking for marketing, Madam, please listen to this one. They're asking for the myth of marketing. Bonvita. Did you drink it before? Good. When we were growing up, Bonvita was the drink our parents would buy when we were going to greet an auntie in hospital or that just gave birth, or an uncle that is sick and recuperating, isn't it? So it was for adults, energy boosting, restoration, and so on and so forth. So down the line, Milo came up, Ovaltine came up, and began to challenge the market share of Bonvita. So what did they do? They did a research, and they found out that in the typical household, 3 factors happen: father, mother, children. Typically, the mother decides what kind of brand that people drink in the house. Okay? The mother is the one that decides that. The children are the consumers, true or false? Majority of the consumers. Who pays for it? May God bless fathers. Happy Father's Day in belated. Fathers something else. So when they were having challenges with the product and the competition, they said, which category of this household should we change and reinvent Bonvita to serve? Because marketing is about reinvention. Because you can't, if you stay too long in the lane, others will come forward and overtake. So you have to find something. So they now focused on the children. And it came out that it contains vitamin A to Z for children to become strong. And they spend hundreds of millions on advertising. And then we start buying it again for our children. As well, mothers resisted after some time. If we buy Bonvita, we have to buy milk and sugar. It's too expensive. So they started mixing the sugar, claffer, 3-in-1. Marketers said, so your complaint of milk and sugar is no more important, just buy it. But after some time too, economy, Nigeria happened to mothers and fathers, and they were just thinking of, they went back to start giving their children pap and akam in the morning rather than born vita. So they now started looking, which other group, fathers are not drinkers of majority, except allergy. Majority don't drink. Majority don't drink Bonvita, except they're ill. So they said, shouldn't you look at mothers as a target to reinvent for the third time Bonvita to serve? And they did a research and found that mothers spend hundreds of thousands on their wigs and attachments, while daddy spend 1,500 on cotton. So they thought a group that spends that kind of money on beautifying themselves can also buy Bonvita. So on their 50th anniversary, a couple of years ago, they changed the structure of the container. They gave it curves. Everybody say curves. One more time. 2 more times. Curve, curve. Men don't have curves, but women do. And they added the feminine colors of pink and purple. I would say pink and purple. They are going somewhere. So already they structured it as a drink for women. Yes. It's like marketing aggressively. And women are buying now. Okay, and very soon you see the fine face of a Hollywood actress, and they'll say, this is the drink that makes your skin shine. A journey of 50 years. So there's a word that they're doing ever called reinvention. May I say it again? One more time. One more time. That's all they're doing. The same product. Madam even said the quality, maybe they've reduced the number of chocolate they put. It's the same product. But every 10, 20 years, when the market is shaking, they will look at the demographic. Who is likely going to buy this? And they will reshape the container, the narrative, spend money on advertising, and all of you will say, wow. And I'm saying, when it happens, remember I said it to you, that a fine face will soon appear on the container. And they will say, it makes, and you know when women have a skin being shine, what will happen? They will leave everything else and buy it. So I must say reinvention. One more time. The principle of second curve talks about businesses must constantly reinvent themselves. You can't have a business and it's the same thing for 30 years. It's going to get tiring. You must continue to reinvent different things. I was thinking to the commissioner now that this innovation lab during Eid must have a major concert, musical concert. And I will be the Baba behind the concert. Because that's part of innovation. Creative industry is going to produce almost 40% of our economy very soon. Kwara must have a bit of it. So it's not just about AI alone. And it gives a lot of job. Theaters, the British theater. You know there's females, there's theater. In the British typical theater, there are shows that have been going on for 25 years. A single show. Every day, people are buying to get to watch it. The lead actors die, another one comes up. There's one called Phantom of the Opera. It's been running for 26 years. Every time I'm in England, when my kids were children, we will always go. It's still running. But behind that curtain, there are 14 value chain. Choreographers, costume makers, musicians, light scenes, sound. That will employ a lot of people and bring a lot of manufacturing. So this innovation lab, in partnership with some of us, will help to use that annual event as a creative stampede to attract that kind of investment to this environment. It was a reinvention. So the hub started now. We have already spoken about 2 reinventions, so that you don't become stale. And that is the same thing with businesses. So Bonvita, 50-year story of reinvention. There are many, many like that. But let's stop at Bonvita. So the encouragement is that you should see this S. What do they say about whatever goes up will also do what? That's the law of diminishing returns. No matter your competitive advantage your business has now, you are the only one baking the best bread in the lorry and you are making money. You have not arrived there. Because the tendency is to think you have arrived. You have not arrived. Because some competition is coming. Import duty on flour is coming. And all of that will affect your business. So we're enjoying that. When our business starts from the bottom, when it gets air, we should regard it as our peak. Everybody say peak. Say it again. I can't hear it. Peak, P-E-A-K, just like peak milk. Peak. A peak is the zenith of any business. It has gotten to where it's meant to get to. The question is that, why should we regard this space as the peak when that something is still what? Is still going on? The reason is that the peak is the strongest place of your business. When you're making profits, when you're already known, when you're even telling clients, I'm sorry, I can't take, we're busy. I will introduce you to another of my friend who doesn't work. That's the peak. It's the strongest point of the business. Now, we are encouraged as entrepreneurs at this point to start charting a second curve. What do I call it? Say it again. I think they are getting tired. Should I? Yeah, sure. I can relax and wait for you. The point of your greatest strength or your first business is your peak. Now, the word peak means getting to the very top. They deliberately used it here to let you know that this business that is doing well, any growth after this peak is a growth towards a possible downfall. Did you hear that? Any growth after your peak is what? A journey towards what? Because everything that goes up must what? That's the law of nature. Law of nature. And it's not fabu, it's the reality. And the justification of these 3 C's. Say competition, change in taste, change in government policy. One more time. The first one? No, first one. First one, competition. Second one, the third one. These are environmental factors that you're not in control of. Competition will come. Your staff will leave you and go and set up next door. And Nigerians like to taste everything. So there's a new restaurant, they will leave you and go there. They will leave you. You are the hub of government. Somebody will come and put another hub in Tanki. Can you stop them? Eh? Eh? They will first go and taste that one. But if you have reinvented yourself already, you are now beyond hub. You have gone global. Eh? Before they can catch you. So change. They were not in control. So, in Adewale. So, am I running out of time? So, your peak period is a growth period as insurance against the inevitable downfall of the first curve. Business works in cyclical nature. After every boom comes what? A bust. Say boom, everybody say boom, bust. Boom, bust. That's the nature of business. There's never a time it goes on a straight line continuously because of those environmental factors. Those factors that you cannot control that are beyond your capabilities. Okay, so there are two types of curves for the second curve. There was a vertical, horizontal. So let's give an example. In, which is a popular market in Ilorin? Give me just the name of the popular. Mandate market. So you have a shop there that sells baking powder, flour, and margarine, used for meat pie, bread, and things like that. If you are doing the second curve, what business should you go into? Just raise up your hand. Just raise and tell me. What is the natural business that should follow your shop? You are selling all those things now. Baking powder, flour, margarine in a shop. You want a second curve. So that first shop, you have gotten to your peak. You are doing very well, a lot of money, but you are restless. Your friend has opened her own shop 2 stores away. Your former staff also has a shop there. So you are not the only one. And you want to do something different. You want to go another business. What would that be? Yes, madam. You are the one that got the answer. Please clap for her. Bakery. Simply because what the bakery needs is in the shop. That's vertical growth. The bakery, the shop is still selling. The bakery is buying from the shop. Okay, so when your second curve, which is the bakery, has also gotten to its own peak, and you're about to start a third curve, what should it be? Maybe what? That's not vertical. That will be horizontal. Yes, ma'am. Fast food. But not the meat pie. Meat and bread is the fast food. So the bakery also will supply the shop with meat pie, with whatever. So you have 3 different businesses that are connected to each other. The same staff can even be managing the back end, accounting, procurement, the same staff. So you are not struggling and you are growing. Are you with me? So ever say vertical growth. Vertical growth is when you are doing businesses that are related to one another. You can give me any examples. You have a sewing machine, you have your fashion house. Start a fashion school. You make more money than even the dress you are doing. Every female graduate now will pay money. There's a young woman I helped about 10 years ago, she made fashion in Lagos. She's a billionaire. I said, look, you are struggling with sewing clothes. Why don't you start a fashion school? She charges $750,000 for 6 months. And people are paying. My first PA was Ali Baba the comedian. My first personal assistant. Confirm. When he be disturbing us with jokes in the office, I gave him a microphone to start Lekki Sunsplash. Today is a billionaire comedian. So, everybody say second curve. The principle of the second curve is very critical for business people. So it won't be Yankolo Shemi, àwọn ọ̀tá mi orí òkè ẹ máa disturb Ọlọ́run. Ẹ tẹ́ máa fọpẹ́ fún pẹ́tẹ́ wà láyé. Ẹ lọ́ máa ṣọ́ òru, ẹ máa pariwo yáa. Ẹ tó ti parí iṣẹ́ ẹ̀. Tẹ́nìkan ò lè yí padà. Ibi tẹ́ ẹ dé bẹ́ẹ̀. Everything is purpose for us. We will get there. We will go through rough patches. We will get there. We will go through slavery. We will go through prison. We will get to the palace. Just thank him. But knowledge, the Bible says, my people suffer for lack of knowledge, information. So, this is a very important solution. Now, somebody can ask, what is horizontal growth? So you have the baking shop, baking powder shop, and you go and set up a salon, a second cup. You will struggle with the business because you have to employ people that know more than you. And there's nothing that the baking powder shop will give you except the money you are making there, you are throwing it on this. So may God give us the wisdom to know the first curve that we must take. Because once we choose the wrong first curve, we will struggle with it. The second will go, the third will go. We won't be able to think about it. So my own first curve, God helped me. Like I told you, in Ilorin, I was a good student, but I was the party organizer. Church. Ilorin. I can't forget. Parties. Toru la vinfa. I didn't make career, no. But what did he give me as the first job? Another part, a bigger part. And that laid the foundation for every other thing that has come. So ask God, my first curve should be something close to your natural talents. But don't you know how to cook? Your first curve should be a catering business. You're not going to make money. The importance of the first curve, the right first curve, it gives you quick income and recognition. That is important to help the second and the third curve rise. So by the time I had my second curve, I was 5 years into my concert. I was 30 years. I brought electronic billboard into a country without electricity. Then they bought it. Corporate Nigeria bought it. They helped me find the formula for that light. I had light. I'll put my board in a junction where in 1,000 meters, there's a bank or a petrol station. I can rig underground cable and pay them to have light. I charge the kind of money nobody has ever charged, and they paid it because of the reputation that a young graduate started something and has done it consistently for 5 years. So your first curve gives you reputation, give you credibility. That he's done this before. Then he needs money to do a second one. Let's give it to him. But if it's the wrong first choice, isn't it? You don't make success out of it. You can't talk of a second one. So the success of the first is essential for you to have a second. True or false? And that's why the first should be something close to a natural talent. Once it's natural talent, you are not likely to fail. Once you are a good cook, you make money as a caterer. Because you will call any price that will pay for it. Manager, you do. But you don't like to cook and you started catering. You're in trouble. My mother gave me one example when she was running a restaurant. I will come back from school in Ilorin then as the deputy managing director. I've been asking her, why are you not buying yam? One day she said, okay, I will tell you something that they will never teach you in school, that you will need it for your future. She says, when she goes to the market, no distraction yet, please, let us finish this. This is secondary, please, just leave it. Madam, we'll do that later. And you guys should be coming to listen to the lecture. You are the distributing. The distributor, sit down and listen. Okay. So she told me that if she goes to the market with 1,000 naira and she'll buy 10 tubers of yam, and she'll be happy with herself, then those who will pound it, it will have balls. It was a cocoa. We pound it, so have plenty cocoa. So the customer will complain, and she will lose money. So she was wondering, then she now, God gave her insight and give them the money to go to the market. So she will give them the 1,000. They will come back with 7 tubers and pocket 30 or 300 naira. No, djembe. It's a culture. And for you employers who insist that your workers must account for 110%, they will kill the business. It's our culture. You must give room for them to chop. You must. So she told me that she now decided to be giving them the money, knowing that she will lose 300 naira. Sherry, the 7 that they buy, they bought, they will pound you with their life. You know grandmother's pounded yam? Some of you are eating pounded yam that is stone. We grew up with pounded yam that's for grandmothers. It draws very soft. Our grandmothers, you put medication in it, tablets. You've lost things. Ajabotas don't know anything. They will pound it to that quality. She will increase the price. And people will pay and say, Madam, you're a to shaking you to be up. That was the lesson she taught. So if my staff asks for 1,000 or 800, I give them 1,000. So I'm saying ahead, 200 is for. What's the motivation to steal from? There's no motivation to steal. They will do the job well. As long as they see you as a compassionate guy, true of us. Allah anuni ati to simo ba na yo sha lo si ba boko kama je nkankan kama mu coke. So those are lessons that has to do with this. So continuous reinvention. Are you with me? The right first choice is critical to your second and your third. If you make the mistake of the first choice, you may struggle through life. As many will do 20 years ago and say, I'm now looking for a job. What happened? Business is your law. You will notice that they have actually taken the wrong first curve. Or even in that first curve, they have stayed too long on it. It's about to kill them rather than reinvent themselves. I think I've said enough, haven't I? Tell me now, have I said enough to you? Are you satisfied? I'm still going to Lagos. Matthew, I think you guys can quickly go and pack my things and come back quickly because I have to go. Okay, I thought I won't be able to finish on time. Maybe I'll stay another debate. I think I better start. Hurry up, hurry up. Leave those ones leave the phone with Vincent and please go. So another 30 minutes, you'll be here. This man, hurry up now. You're wasting my time. You're looking for your food. Yeah, down. So once you come back and pick me, so we can go pack everything. So let me pause for some time and ask for questions and comments. Is there a microphone for them? Based on what we have spoken about, these solutions. Feel free. And then your question.
Good afternoon, sir. I'm Olasupo Abdulatif. My question for you is that as a student, yes, how can we balance business with education?
I think that you are lucky now because there's NEL Fund, which is Nigerian Education Loan Fund, that gives you loan for your fees and give you allowance. So I think you better concentrate on your studies because if you don't graduate with a good degree, you won't get a job and you won't be able to pay back because you have to pay back. Don't have illusion. Government, next to God is government. Then you're alone, you will think taking the money, you will just wake one day and you find out that they can even deduct the money straight from your salary and bank account. Technology will allow them without you knowing. So I think the days when we were growing up, we didn't have that. So some of us were business people, talking about selling clothes. Some were doing, like me, party organizer. In the first semester, students will come and pay me for their third semester party because if I didn't say yes, the girls will not come. And you know, if you don't have girls in parties in those days, there was no party. So focus, it's still the same thing. So focus on your studies and, get good grades that allows you to get a good job. Even if you want to go into business, the quality of your proposal and your academic achievement may bring angel investors, isn't it? To put money in that business. Are you with me? But if you're a third class candidate, nobody wants to do business with a third class person. You think you are irresponsible. So I want to encourage, entrepreneurship in school now because of the difficult time. And even to be an entrepreneur, like I said, maybe you want to start, there are too many competition for you. There are too many competition. Every staff of university, their wives or themselves are also doing business on campus. Because they can't salaries, and strikes are no more tush. In those days, they will shout their strike. But these days, you can strike for 10 years. The government, they will even stop your salary. You have to negotiate again to go back to work. So my advice is focus on your studies. Are you accessing NEL Fund? You don't know NEL Fund exists? You know, access it to. It's not just for your school fees, it's to release your parents from the hardship of paying school fees. So they can, the pension, they can enjoy it to their old age. And you also make it responsible, because all these are literal, continual will slow down. Because if you don't get good grades, you will be indebted. Next question. Yes, the ladies there, before we come to you. Please, name and question.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alabi Amirat, and I am a student as well as a remote worker. So my question, yes, sir. So my question is, how do I get started with entrepreneurship? I see myself as somebody that would not thrive because of the way I spend and the time frame that I have as a student. I have like a lot to do, and I do not know how to get into that part because I feel like one job is not enough, like you said. So how do I get started, and how do I fix my spending so that I don't spend the money from the business? Thank you very much.
Okay, well, first, you're already on it, remote working, so you're already doing, your core, and you're looking at natural and pedigree talent as well. So you're already in the path of entrepreneurship, and I think you should go on. Once you're out of school, you can still continue the remote and then do other things, isn't it? The issue of spending, I don't have an answer to that. You need prayers to get you to spend within your income. Abi, it's prayers, because if you have proclivity to spend ahead of you can never have savings, and without savings, you can't deal with the shocks that normally will come in any journey. So I wish you well. Yes.
So good afternoon, sir, everyone. My name is Tomori Amidat. So I just want to ask, because I'm an health worker. So, is there any advice you give an health worker, like a physiotherapist to be precise, or a nurse, who are tending towards selling their services? Because my job as a physiotherapist, I sell services to people. Apart from working, I sell services, as that's tending toward entrepreneurship. So I want to ask that, is there any advice that you can give health workers tending towards selling their services?
Okay, well, this is a consultancy question. And it's something you should come and pay to come and get the answer. But I'll give you free advice. Now, the medical value chain is becoming huge. We used to think until we say doctor, we can't get solution to our problem. But 70% of Nigerians now go to pharmacists and they get answers fast, because they're okay, take this, and you can call back. They even do high blood pressure for you. They can do vital tests. So it's already liberalized. Okay, so physiotherapy is a major arm of medical services. So one of the things you need to do now is to put yourself on the social media platform to let people know you can give that service. So you can go and give them home service. You can also begin to recruit other physiotherapists. So where you alone cannot manage, you can send them on the flag of your brand to go in their territory. So if anybody wants to in Oyo, you don't have to go to Oyo. If you already have a list of physiotherapists across the Southwest who are working with you, so for every charge of 50,000, you share 20 to them, or 25 or 30, 20 comes to you. So you can create a brokerage, physio brokers. You can say, I'm already going to consultants now. Let me stop. So you can set that up even as of now, online, and you'll be shocked how many people will come ask you to send them home visit physiotherapy. Will be working in who are doing it as part-time, and they must have their own automobile register. And maybe once in every 3 months, you have a meeting where they all come, you discuss issues and things like that. So that is the picture of growth for you. And if you need additional advice, a guy will reach me and you must bring money, and then we talk.
Thank you very much, sir. You had mentioned consultancy, and I know some of us here have businesses or they know people that have businesses. If you want to seek your advice, as well as marketing and PR, where do we contact you, sir?
Well, I have a remote office in this hub now. So just talk to the Innovation Hub. So we can have, we can do, virtual meetings and support, whatever level of business we can advise on scalability, marketing, even fundraising. At least we're going to be cheaper than you going to the big consultant. So I will give you the Innovation Hub price. So those that come through the Innovation Hub will have a better services from it. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Just a minute. Okay, yes, go ahead.
My name is Abdelaziz Akombi. I learned a lot. My name is Abdelaziz Akombi. I learned a lot from your session. Thank you, sir. So my question is, if you are a young individual who have access to a lot of finance, how should you invest it?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. I mean, that's not a normal question. Young and rich. Well, most of us are usually young and poor. So okay, we need to. So that's very good. But let me say this: if you have wealth in naira, every day there is a 2 to 3% depreciation of the value of the money you have. So, if you're looking for the safest class of investment, it's properties. Just buy the land. You don't even need to build houses. Just buy a sort of land. On the way here, I came by road, I was telling my, look at the amount of land. But I'm too old now to start running around, but buy land. Okay? And around the university environment is a very viable area for land. Because increasingly, our universities will not be able to cope with internal hosteling. Okay? And you as land, you sell to those who want to build hostels, or you can partner with them. Rather than collect money, let them build it, you share it. And you are perpetually collecting rent. In England now, the best, and then that's one. So it's foreign exchange investment. You can change your money to pounds and talk to Standard Chartered Bank. They can advise you on property acquisition in the UK. With 100,000 pounds, about 200 million, you can buy a flat in any university town in England, and you'll be generating at least about 2,000 pounds every month as rent. That's a lot of money. So you can see me, I'll handhold you, and also pay small money for it through the Innovation Hub. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Abdul Samad Ibrahim. Thank you for the insightful lecture. I just wanted to ask a question on how would you advise someone who wants to enter into a business when he doesn't have those multiple competencies? What would be the best advice you give him? Or would you even advise him to?
You want to enter a business that you don't know anything about? Okay. All right. Well, it depends on the kind of business. There's some business where you don't have to know anything. You're just an investor and you'll be getting your return. Like properties, for example. You don't have to go to school. Once you buy a house and you're a landlord, you're a rich man. The only challenge is do you have good tenants who will not be praying for you to die so they will never pay rent. Now, there are tenants like that. That's the only thing. So I think any business that you want to invest in is not compulsory that you know much about it. What you want to do is get good advice. Two things. I think it's important that Nigerians have failed in equity investment. A lot of people have invested in other people's business and they have failed because the promises they give, and so don't invest in those things. Any bank, if you walk into, they can do a capital market portfolio for you. They have funds. Stanbic, for example, they have this fund for capital market. If you put $1 million there, they will tell you what you'll be getting every month. They will invest it for you and give you good returns. Your money is safer with those kind of investment rather than individual. Any individual investment, you must be leading it. You must know about it. If it's your cousin or auntie and you go and put the money, forget it. When there's trouble, they will tell you to your face, what should I do? You want me to kill myself? And that's the end of that money. So I, for example, have a lot of friends who come to me for money. I send them to a microfinance bank and I guarantee it. Limited guarantee. Sometimes it's my money, but they will sign all the dotted lines, bring all the guarantors, leave the equities. So if they fail, the microfinance bank knows how to get the money from them. Because I can't pursue anybody. If you ask for 50,000, I can give you, but if you want to give you 500,000, you must go to an institution. Oh yes. So that at least that institution will hold you accountable. Because the tendency of our people and our culture is that once you are related, your money is their money. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, sir, for your expertise that you share with us. My question is that, do you have online class for the upcoming entrepreneur? I'm from Business Innovation Technology Ministry. My name is Opala Kubrat Satinoke.
Thank you very much. Like I said, I've discussed with the commissioner and Temi that we can have a monthly online clinic, where entrepreneurs from Kwara State can come into for a little fee, and we can speak. We choose different. For example, this lecture has 4 books. I've forgotten. There's even one area I've not spoken to you about. Okay, when I was talking about solutions to work, 21st century, and it's called the obituary. Everybody say obituary. I know you're afraid now of dying. Now, the obituary actually is necessary, is because it talks about how to craft your vision and attain it. Because one of the challenges that we all have is that we can't even see beyond today. And you must have the capacity to dream. Dreams are the first stage of any success in life. Dreaming, particularly for the young ones. You need to dream. You need to say, I want to be this. Okay? So the obituary speaks to, because what's an obituary actually? An obituary is a statement of our lives that is written by other people when we are gone and we have no right to reply. That's an obituary. Because if you see obituary in the newspaper, oh, they mean so. Head of this, he was born this, went to this primary school. Head of this, he became national governor, blah, blah, blah. It's the story of your life, your transcript. And it's by people, even some that owe you money, will claim you owe them money. And you can't say anything, you're gone. So, the obituary says, why do we wait for people to write about us when we die? Why can't we write our story now? Are you listening to me, younger ones? Can you write your own obituary? You're not dying. Obituary is not about death. Death is inevitable. Nobody, just pray for long life. But the obituary is what you script. You write it yourself, what you want Herald and Guardian and this day. For example, I'm 63. I know if I don't wake up tomorrow morning, I know what the newspapers will write about me. Because I've written it 40 years ago. And when you write it, you walk it. Anything that is not put down in writing cannot be established. Every business must have what they call a budget. Even ministries have budgets. You told me you have a budget session yesterday. And that budget is your statement of intent, isn't it? For a year. And all you need to attain it. How much more life? You can't just wake up and expect things to happen. The Quran, the Bible, is a plan from beginning to the end. Clear. So how much your life? Then you want things to happen, life to happen. Okay, so I have choices this morning. But part of my obituary is that any opportunity to share knowledge, I will take it. Because there's reward in it. Not only monetary reward. Providence also enhances and strengthens. I also get help. So the obituary concept is to write your future today, particularly for young people. When I'm 90 years, what will they write about me? Because when you pen it today, and that's why they use the word script. It was a script. Script is a higher level of writing. You are deliberate about what you are putting there, isn't it? And then you have what they call a roadmap. It was a roadmap. So every 5 years, you can go back and say, have I attained what I said I will attain? If I have not, then are there friends I need to drop? Are there new friends I need to acquire to help me? Do I need to have mentors? Are there attitudes I need to change? Because life is too complicated and uncertain to just be waking up and saying, somebody is this, my enemies. For God's sake. Don't the enemies. Sometimes enemies are instruments that God used to even lift you to where you are going. So pray for your enemies, kiss them. Yes. Once you identify an enemy, be dashing that enemy things. Be kind, be nice. It's the instrument of your growth. That's the way God works. There must be a valley before you climb to a mountain. That's why it works. So those who are going to church or mosque and disturbing your imam and pastor, they are wasting their time. It's their time. There must be a reversal before what? A restitution. No, it doesn't come like that. Prophet Joshua, as you call him, and we call him Jesus in, what do you call Joshua in Islam? It's Joshua, it's Jesus, what do you call him in Islam? Isa, Abi? Is it Isa? That's Isaac. Jesus is what? Joshua is, how about Jesus Christ? Jesus is what? Isa. Fantastic. We call him Jesus. He didn't need to die. The Bible says he has the power, everything. He could have called the host of heaven. He released himself to die because he already knew what will happen at the end. That in that death, he will be glorified. So when we see problems coming, don't look. Sometimes I'm sleeping. I can't sleep because of my own problem. I can't sleep. But in those turning around and sleeping, I'm calling God to just intervene and help me out of it. But those are necessary parts for growth and development. So don't see problem as the end. 80% of the time, the problems are allowed so you can grow. So the enemy that God is using to create that problem, you should love him or her. They're your helpers. The auntie that is using, there's a lady that said in England, poverty was so much, her husband, she ran to England, got a 6-month visa, and was in one of the biggest churches in England have been sold to Nigerian churches. And on Sunday, and a woman had a baby that was crying, 3-4-year-old boy that could not be consoled, biscuits at the back. So she went to him and said, let me help you carry. It's our culture in Yoruba land. Let me help you carry the child. And within 5 minutes, the boy was snoring. And the mother after said, "Kí lẹ bá mi fọ́mọ náà? Ọlọ́run kò gbọ́nsẹ̀ fún. Kí ló ń jẹ́ báwọn?" She grew up with an auntie for 15 years, and all the auntie allowed her to do was not education, but carrying her babies. She became an expert in baby carrying. She knows when to make them sleep. She knows when to wake them up. That's what she did. She didn't go to school. Her auntie did not allow her. Anyway, bottom line, that lady, they said, where does she live? She said she's staying with her uncle. She has it. So they started dropping their children with her. Because in England, those who want to jackpot, there are no more adults in England, though. There's no mommy that help you look after your daughter. You have to take that child and pay money to somebody to look. It's very difficult. Be less than more adults. Aunties, uncles. Anyway, Before a couple of weeks, 10 children, and they were paying about £200 a week to this woman who had come to London to look for opportunities, and she was already preparing to go back home because there are no opportunities. And they all combined to file a stay for her and got her training as a carer. So she now got stay. She now brought her own children to England and her husband. So the mother, the auntie that didn't let her do education, she now started helping her bring her children to England. So those of you aunties whose specialty is to use your girl relative to take care of your children and don't help them, continue. What did I say? Oh yeah, one more time. Continue. The children may serve the young mother when it's time. That's the way God works. Mysterious. So when you see problem, you need to calm yourself and say, God, I don't know where it's coming from. Forgive me or help me. But the good that you want to bring out of this challenge, please quickly make it up. So the obituary, like I said, is a statement of our life that we write ahead. Are you with me? In our own Bible, there's Habakkuk 2:2-4. It says, write it down. Write the vision now. He who reads it will run with it. It may tarry, but it will come to pass. So whatever you don't write down, really, cannot move. That's why we have budgets. That's why we have proposals. We have a plan written. So when you get back home to the young ones, are you going to write your obituary? You are still afraid of obituary? Write it confidently and, work with it. And you wake up and find out, wow, what I thought was not possible is now possible. So I'll take the last questions and, okay. Can you give him the microphone, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. My name is Prince Dapo. Oh, thank you very much. My name is Prince Dapo. This is my first time listening to you, and I must say by far, this is the best masterclass I've heard in Ilorin. So thank you very much, Timmy. Thank you to the IH team. My question is, with your first call, which was party making, I can also see a foundational grounding of PR. A foundational grounding of PR in the party making. And that is where I want to bring my question from. How do one get your audacious ideas and visions in the eyes of people that do matter and people, the all-seeing eye that would actually be valuable to your audacious ideas? Because you mentioned a lot of the biggest party that you did, there was someone that saw it, and do you have an insight to that? That's my question. Thank you.
This is a very, very, very interesting question. And I think you're talking about what is the place of providence and natural habits to success, monumental success. Did you know that when I said the parties I used to have in Ilorin, if I didn't organize, if you didn't come and give me money and tell me to endorse your party, the girls will not come. It meant that I had a car in school. And because I was brought up by a grandmother, okay, and a single mother, maybe I had empathy for mothers, or women generally. I'm so nice. So I would go 2-3 trips between the campus and the school to bring out back the gay ladies that went to the party with us. So that level of responsibility to them usually make them insist that they won't come to your party except so person is involved. Now, you can see the place of compassion in monumental success. So I didn't read anything in party organization or events. Now, I could have done that event also if I charged 5 naira and nobody will know that the event happened in Lekki Beach on December 26, 1988. But the principle of deferred gratification, everybody say the principle of deferred gratification. Polygram said, how much do you want to charge? I said, I want to be free. Free. You mean you want to do all of this thing for free? I even called my mother, you better charge you need money for your education, your law study. I said, no, I want to be free. Because it was free, 1 million people came. The whole of Lagos was gridlock. December 26, 1988. I burst into tears when I saw the crowd. Because I was planning for 50,000 people. The whole of Lagos, I mean, you think Jesus Christ landed on the beach? And because of that crowd, by the next year, Coca-Cola, 7-Up, were struggling amongst themselves to become my sponsor. So sponsorship came, yafu. As a matter of fact, 7-Up signed up to 3-year contract. Before the end of the 3 years, I had created another business, my second company, which was the electronic billboards, a company called Benjamin Black, which was innovation. Everybody had never seen it before in Nigeria. And my first client was Coca-Cola. And 7-Up had and called me and said, Oga, you can't do business with us and be doing business with the enemy. I said, who's your enemy? He said, Coca-Cola. They are enemies of competition. I said, but okay, I can give you other sites. They said, no. Those Coca-Cola sites, go and remove it and put Pepsi and 7-Up. I said, I can't. There are two different companies. I'm just a common denominator. I said, you're speaking English. If you don't go and remove and put Pepsi, we won't renew our 3-year contract. So I went to Coca-Cola. I said, look, I have trouble. I said, okay, how much did they give you? We will double it. How many years they sign? 3 years. We go sign 5 years. So I called the bluff of 7-Up. They didn't believe it. Those Lebanese, they looked at me and said, you're a young man, no, we have plans for your future. I said, I'm sorry, my future has gone beyond you. We later became friends. I went to Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola is double 7-Up. They did it for 6 years. So the point I'm making is that if I charge money for the first concert, 50,000 people have come. Even the governor of Lagos State, his 2 children didn't get home till 5 a.m. the next Raju Razaki from Oyo State. A week after, they called me into his governor's office and he gave me CFO for 1.1 hectares of land at the age of 25. Because I did not charge money. I was saying the principle of deferred gratification. For this generation, is always where's the money. So if you put money first, you make money, but you don't make the kind of money I'm talking about. So you can see the place of compassion, even in my being able to understand showbiz, okay? Trips I always make between Adewale and the campus, even permanent site, to go and drop them after party. And then not charging money when I needed money. Just wanted to do it. I came here yesterday and I'm here this morning. Not because of money, but I can see the money I'm going to make now. The dollars and the nairas are already showing their face. So I encourage you, in your going, in your plan, young people, don't put money first. Money will come. Put value. Endless. Are you with me? So write your obituary. Oh, don't be afraid. Obituary is not death. Don't be afraid of death. It will come. Have you? Okay. So, in the absence of any other question, I think Timi can allow me now to, because I still have to sit with you for about 10-15 minutes, something to have agreed upon to help them further. So,
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for that insightful. Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful masterclass. Since we have met, you have been bringing words of wisdom to us, and I've learned so much in the past 2 days. And I'm sure everyone here are glad that they came for this masterclass, and they have taken one or two things to go back, both individually and with their business. And the concept of the obituary, that's one of the first things I would I get home. I've heard about it, but I've never heard it put in contest and so much experience like what you have given us. And we sincerely appreciate you. I know you're supposed to go to Lagos this morning, and the fact that we're able to key in and just bring you in, even though we didn't pay the consultancy fee, so this is free. Um, uh, and also some of the plans that you've offered to us and the gleams and even the advice you've given every young people here, because all of us here are young regardless of your age, because you are young in what you are starting, you are young in your dreams, you are young in the things that you want to achieve. We thank you very much and we appreciate you dearly. Thank you very much. Yes.